Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Queen Von Shay, Rising 360 Plus, and this is my tarot channel. Um, there has been a requested reading for Jeffrey Dahmer. Shout out to the young lady who requested the reading. It is January 22nd, 2026. It is approximately 11:32 a.m. All right. Um, I've never done a reading like this before, but I figured, there's a first time for everything. So let's get started with this reading, okay? But before we begin, this reading is conducted under protection, clarity, and neutrality. I am not challenging this individual. I am not inviting his energy. This is a forensic, psychological, and karmic analysis using tarot cards in the oracle system. My space is sealed, my energy is sovereign, and nothing enters, nothing lingers, nothing crosses this boundaries. All right. Now, gotta protect yourself. Now we can get started. As always, these cards have been pre-shuffled with Jeffrey Dahmer in mind, but I will shuffle them again. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you guys how this is going to work. I will tell you how many cards I'm going to pull, and I will tell you what each card is going to represent when it comes to the question at hand. All right, so we're going to start off with this deck first, okay? And the 4 cards, I'm going to pull 4 cards, and the questions that I'm going to ask is like question number 1, what was the core psychological factor that shaped him? Okay, that's 1. Then card number 2 will be the eternal negative. Did he believe about himself? Okay. Then number 3, what triggered the escalation from thoughts to action? And then number 4, what shadow archetype dominated his behavior? Okay. And I'll repeat it as I go along. All right. Just so everybody can kind of understand how it's going to try to play out. All right. Can I get 4 cards, please, from the top for Jeffrey Dahmer regarding his psychological architect? Can I please get 4 cards from the top? Oh, shit. Here we go. So these will be the 4 cards. Question number 1. Question number 2. Question number 3. Question number 4. All right. Set that there. Here we go. So for question number 1, what was the core psychological factor that shaped him? Okay, that'll be this card, number 1. What was the core? Well, that only makes sense. If I'm looking at this properly, that only makes sense. If I'm thinking of this Queen of Wands right here, I'm thinking more than likely it's probably a mother figure or something to that extent. All right, let's read about it. Let's read about it. So this is the Queen of Wands. Here we go. So the Queen of Wands. So what was the core psychological factor that shaped him? The Queen is bursting with life and infectious energy, and you can't help feeling like you could take on the world when you're around her. Her confidence and go-get-itness is powerful. She motivates you to do shit. If you're the queen, life is giving it all to you right now. Good luck, ideas, friends, promotions, to channel the boundaries into confidence. You know your strengths and your weaknesses and how to utilize all skills to get what you want. So get it, girl. Get it. Now, this is rather interesting because if this is like a mother figure or or his mother, um, it seems like with the Queen of Wand energy, it's like go do whatever it is you want to do. Get it, go get it. So I don't know if maybe inspired him to, you know, go do whatever it is that he wanted to, whether good or bad. I really wonder what the hell this Queen of Wands would be in the reverse position. I really do, because this is what shaped him. Okay, this Queen of Wands right here. Mm. Her confidence and get to itness is so powerful. She motivates you to do shit. She motivates you to do shit. This is a key word here. She motivates you to do shit. So let's see what she motivated this person motivated him to do. I mean, don't put the book up yet, girl. All right, turn it over. So, what eternal narrative did he believe about himself? Okay, so this is going to be card number 2. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, okay. This is getting a little. This is getting a little interesting in a way. Hold on. Hold on. What eternal narrative did he believe about himself? So this is something eternal that he believed about himself. This Ace of Pentacles. The world around you is full of possibilities and promises right now. Engage with it. Go on a bike ride. Take a bath. Make some tea. Plant some flowers. And ethereal your ethereal your senses. You are in this world on this planet, so live your life and let all good things come to you. Damn. Hmm. But the point of the matter is, it didn't play out that way. It didn't play out that way. What eternal narrative did he believe about himself? So, in eternally, this is what he believed about himself, although we know on the outside that wasn't quite it. But what triggered the escalation from thoughts to action? Mm, that is really the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, let's roll over here to the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles talks about the Queen is rich in more ways than one. She has a stable and simple life that she has filling with things, people, and activities that bring her joy. She is nurturing and generous, seeking to bring happiness and provide sanctuary to those she loves. If you are the queen, it's time to nurture and caring. It could be as simple as taking some time to cook a meal for a good friend or buy a cute plant for someone special. Be kind in your suits. It just seems like everything he needed as far as role model or an environment, it just wasn't there because we're clearly seeing this, but this is not how things was. That's crazy. What shadow archetype dominated his behavior? The Seven of Pentacles. This is like all money related. That's crazy. So the Seven of Pentacles talks about it's time for a much needed break. Step away from whatever projects you've been nurturing and take some time to relax. Maybe everything's going perfectly and you can see the reward on the horizon, or maybe you're stuck and unsure what to do next. Either way, sometime will give you a fresh new perspective when you come back. Okay, if I was a betting person, if I was a betting person, what I would say is he was a person who basically worked, you know, he worked whenever he worked or whatever and got the money, however, he got the money. But it really seems like that was something that wasn't fulfilling for him. And that's what normal people do. They get up, they go to work, they go do this, they go do that. But what happens after work is done and over with? Then what is it that you have to do? I don't know if his mother, if he helped his mother in some type of way. I'm not really for sure when it comes to finances and something like that. And maybe he felt like all she really cared about was the money. So he did whatever he felt like he needed to do. And then when he did that, he felt like he needed to do what he wanted to do for himself. Something to that extent. Something to that extent. So when we have what was the core psychological factor that shaped him? The Queen of Wands. Okay. What eternal narrative did he believe about himself? The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. What triggered this escalation from thought to action? The Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And then what shadow archetype dominated his behavior? The Seven of Pentacles. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little lost. Made me want to see what's at the bottom of this deck on that thing. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Damn. At the bottom of the deck, Six of Swords. See, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. That's my point exactly. If this Queen of Wands and this Ace of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles was so good, why would you move away from it? Because that's at the bottom of the deck. Why move away from it? It looks good. This will look good to me. But why would you move away from that? It wasn't. It wasn't good. And that's why. See, that's why I said in normalcy, get up, go to work, make a living. But what happens after normalcy is no longer normal for you. When you back somewhere, you probably don't want to be for whatever reason. I don't know. Look. I moved this in Page of Cups right here. I'm looking at this as like a child. What's here? And curiosity with the Page of Swords. This is a child here. Wow. Anyway, that's that. So let's move on to the second deck. And I want to ask for 3 cards, right? And I'm going to ask 3 questions. Question number 1 will be, what shadow wounds fed his behavior? Number 2, what distorted desires or obsessions drove him? And number 3, what truths he refused to confront within himself? All right, so here we go. I might as well just get the little trusty book ready. Trusty book, get the trusty book ready. Here we go. 3 cards, please. What was the shadow motives for Jeffrey Dahmer? What was the shadow motives? Can I get 3 cards, please? What shadow wounds fed his behavior? What distorted desires or obsessions drove him? And what truths he refused to confront with himself? Here we go. Top 3 will answer the questions. This will be for number 1. This will be for number 2. This will be for number 3. All right. Let's put this over here. All right. And let's see what he says. So, card number 1. What shadow wound fed his behavior? The 8 of Swords. Feeling trapped. Feeling trapped. I am not about to read all of this because I think we all understand what the 8 of Swords is. You know, feeling trapped. This is something he was trying to get away from, but he couldn't escape it. Couldn't escape it. The 8 of Swords. I'm going to read it just because reading is fundamental. It will help me. Shit. The struggle is real. Okay? Let's see here. Here we go. Ain't that something? As soon as I turn, I get to the 6 of Swords. I wasn't trying to get to the 6 of Swords. Not saying that it's not like it ain't that far from the 8 of Swords, but still, I do that and that pop right up. I ain't gonna read it though, but we know what the 6 of Swords mean, don't it? Yeah, we do. Now let's go on over here to the 8 of Swords. Now it is a lot on here. If you like, you may take a screenshot of this shit and read all of this, but ooh, my stomach. I'm not gonna do it. But I will read what I feel is important when it comes to this 8 of Swords regarding this reading for him. Okay, so it says, all 8 of the tarot can be seen as a double 4 with the power of manifesting, grounding in earthness of the 4 amplified, unlike the positive effort that has in some of the suits in the airy suits of Swords. Now, for those of you who do not know, because I did not know, I had to Google it and see, but it's funny that they're sitting up here talking about these swords. They talking about these swords, right? And we got these swords. We know swords is about mental clarity and communication, this, that, and the other. But listen to this part right here, though. Remember, grounding, manifesting, grounding in earthness. 4 amplified. 4 amplified. Earthness. Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. That is 3. I don't know where the 4th one is at, but I'm just saying. It serves to chain down otherwise fast-moving ideas, limiting freedom, open discussions, and new thoughts. Wow, limited freedom. Limited freedom and shuts down open discussions for new thoughts. This person couldn't even open up his mouth and talk. But he had no problem opening up his mouth and eating folks, though. Make that make sense, though. Come on now. Come on now. The grounded, manifest nature of the 8, of the number of the 8 brings external forces to bear on eternal thoughts, ideas in the mind, coupled with the fact that the further into the sword suit we travel, the more fragmented and unfocused the mind becomes. We find ourselves in a situation where the power of our minds are bound. We are isolated and unable to move, lack of freedom. Now, I had touched on the point with the Eight of Swords. I didn't even know, fam, bro, whatever, was a fucking Gemini. I didn't even know that. So we have that dual personality and trying to be able to balance out that dual personality. I don't know what the fuck he thought if he was going to eat somebody that would be another person that would be able to balance out. I don't fucking know. But clearly, something was not right here. Clearly. Here we see a man almost naked bound to a Nile also called a nethering pole. His legs and hands are tied with strong rope, which also gags him so he is unable to speak. He couldn't even fucking speak. And anybody that he felt like was in a position to speak, he ate they motherfucking ass to see and he'd be able to speak. Something to that extent. You know what I'm saying? Although he is not blindfolded, his eyes are closed. He strained with every muscle against his body, but to no avail. Around him, swords stabbed in the frozen ground. Atop the knoll stag is the clean skull of the horse. Iden ravens tug at the red string that wave among the source and create a web from which hang the three. Um, the runes work their magic to keep the man frozen in place beneath, beating down the pilot hidden from others. Yeah, hell yeah. But when that motherfucker broke free, he was hungry. When he broke free, he was hungry. He couldn't shit. He had to eat. All of us feel like we got to eat, you know what I'm saying? To the most normal person, that means we got to eat. So we got to get out here and get that bread so we can, work, whatever. His whole thing was totally different because nobody just had time to sit down to discuss to this man what is and what isn't. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. I ain't gonna read all of this, but I think, damn, it's a lot. Well, let's read this. Damn, I didn't know it was more shit. Well, hell, if y'all want to read it, you can screenshot it. You can screenshot it and see what it says. Now, let's talk about the circumstances. Being bound to external circumstances can be difficult and frustrating for the modern mind. Losing control and giving it to another, forces externals to ourselves, is often terrifying. It also can be a situation thus upon us, unbidden and unwanted, which we need to fight to escape. He was trying to escape. He was trying to, but something kept pulling him back into, you know, well, the revelation. It says being bounded or beholden, limited freedom in the ability to act independently, ideas and speech block, control over prevented external influences, bearing on internal process, usually in a negative way, determines attitude. Somebody's controlling another, will isolate from one's power of choice, and will be feeling helpless. Mm. I'm curious as to where this person's father was. I'm a little curious because he only, well, I can't say he only ate men, but as far as I know, he only ate men. So maybe he felt some type of way that his father wasn't there. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just talking. But I would really like to know that. So, let's keep it moving. It looks like we may be here for a while. So, what distorted desires or obsessions drove him? Hell, I think this speaks for itself. Shit. Shit, I think that drove him. All of that shit that was just said. Well, let's just turn it over. What distorted desires or obsessions drove him? The Ten of Cups. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This Ten of Cups right here. Look at that. Look at that. It's a picture on here with a mama and a daddy and a baby. I literally just said that. Where was this dude's father figure at? Okay. And 9 times out of 10, if I'm a betting person, these people that he ate on that thing, and I ain't even being funny, this is just who I am, no bullshit. It's possible that they had a discussion. I was going to say a concussion. They probably did have a concussion after fucking with dude. He hit him in the head. Listen, they probably had a discussion because I was told that, the reason how I was told, and also the reason why I decided to do this reading, was because I used to stay 3 blocks away from where Jeffrey Dahmer lived at. So, as a teenager, seeing all the stuff on the news and everything, I was told that, like, he would meet people at the bars and things like that. Like at the bar and like at the Grand Avenue Mall, you know what I'm saying, all in the vicinity, you know what I'm saying. That was my old kicking it grounds. So 9 times out of 10, he would meet these people at the bars or at the Grand Avenue Mall or wherever, you know what I'm saying. But my point is they would have a discussion more than likely about, is your father in your life, and whatever the case may be. And I know they said like a lot of the people that he ate or whatever the case, they were gay or bisexual or whatever the case may be. But I'm pretty sure there was a discussion had, and depending on what those people revealed to him, to determine how fresh or how tasty they were going to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it definitely has something to do with this Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is all about wholeness, family, oneness. He didn't have that. He didn't have that. Nope. Yeah. What truths did he refuse to confront within himself? This finna take the cake right here. Like, eat cake, not people. I just said that, bro. The King of Cups. The King of Cups. What truths he refused to confront within himself. The King of Cups. Okay? This is the first motherfucking time, pretty much, a father figure. I mean, I know we got the father figure right here, but a father figure has showed up like this, dominant. You know what I'm saying? This King of Cups. It was not there. That emotional support, that father figure, that nurturing. You got this mama over here or this mother figure who's not leading with passion. Is not leading with emotions, is leading with more passion, and then more passion for what? Material things. Not love, not wholeness, not family. Like, that's fucked up on that thing. But I'm a realist and I get it. For real. Well, I don't really think we need to go in in depth with this, because I don't want this reading to be that long. I don't want whatever. Let's go on head down to the Kipper here. Let's see what the real world trigger was for him. I'm going to ask for 3 cards, okay? And the first card will be the external environment, enable his environment. Number 2, what real life events triggered the escalation? And number 3, what repeating patterns he recreated across victims and situations? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Spirit, can I please get 3 cards from the Kipper? 3 cards from the Kipper. What external environment enabled his behavior? Number 1. What real life events triggered his escalation, and what repeating patterns he recreated across victims or situations. I'm gonna put some stank on it. I'm gonna put some stank on it. Yeah. Makes sense. So, here we go. What external environments enabled his behavior? Toil and labor, having to work hard like that with no reward, because it was never about the money. He only did that for this person. Yeah, toil and labor. Toil and labor is what external environments that enabled his behavior. Okay. Damn, I hate these fucking cards. I just need them to be straight. That bothers me a lot. Okay, so what real life events triggered this escalation? It's right here in black and white, even though it's in color. Concern about a mature male. Who would he be concerned about? His father figure. What real life events triggered this escalation? Being concerned about what? What are you concerned about? What repeating patterns he recreated across his victims or situations? His victims and situations he created over these males had a lot to do with his own father. Was this man father in his life? You know what? Where's my fucking phone? What I need to know. You know what? No, I don't. Sit your black ass down. All right. Damn. I don't appreciate the way you talk to me. I don't. Message. I'm telling you, this is at the bottom of the deck. This is what it was. What's here? See? The Lovers. I can't make this shit up, man. Didn't I just tell y'all he is a Gemini? What does the Gemini represent? The Lovers. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Message. If you don't know, now you know, you know. For real. But let's keep it moving. So I'm going to ask 2 questions, and we're going to use 2 cards, all right? And we're going to use it from, where the trusty book at? We're going to, here go the trusty book, all right? So we're going to use these, and I'm just going to ask for 2 cards. So the question that I'm going to ask is, what karmic wounds he carried into this life that he had? And then what unconscious patterns he acted out, okay? So here we go. Card number 1 will be the karmic wounds he carried into this lifetime. And number 2 will be what unconscious pattern he acted out. All right, here we go. Two cards, please, Spirit. What karmic wounds he carried into this lifetime, and what unconscious patterns he acted out. 2 cards, please. Straight from the top, no stank. All right. All right, so here we go. This will be card number 1. What karmic wounds he carried into this lifetime. Wow, ain't that some shit? Okay, and what unconscious patterns he act out? Ooh, 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 that's stank. I didn't have to put no stank on it. I didn't even have to because I just did it. And plus, they told me I couldn't. So, whatever. But anyway, tell me what to do. Listen, what karmic wound he carried into this lifetime. Now, this is crazy that entrance would come out. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit that would come out? Because we talking about what karmic wound he carried into this lifetime. And lo and behold, it says entrance. I'm not even finna tell you what this card says. What unconscious patterns did he act out? I'm going to tell you anyway. The root. And where does the root begin at? The root begins here. And the root begins down here. Okay? And that root is sprouted up here. And it manifested in his head at work. Let me tell this, and that's another thing. Bro worked at the chocolate factory, which is another reason why I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Because my auntie also worked at the same chocolate factory. Now, do I remember if my auntie was there during the time that he was there? I don't know. But for a motherfucker to work at the chocolate factory, she was mean as fuck. I don't know. I'm just saying. So that was another reason why I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this for you. But yeah, my auntie worked at this chocolate factory where he worked at. Yep. But anyway, let's get on down to the get down, number 35. And the question again is, what karmic wound he carried into this lifetime? So let's go right here. It says ascendant. Okay. How do you see the world? Take a look at the assumptions and the presumptions through which you filter your experience of reality. Really look at how your privilege, your trauma, or your certain attributes of your history can distort the reality of the moment. Do what you can to dissimulate those obstructions so you can see the whole view. Open up a aperture. Conversely, looking carefully at the signals you send off. Do they match your intent? Do you say you're fine when you really need a hug on everything? But how could he get up here and say anything that he fucking wanted? But when he opened up his damn mouth, all his mama ever wanted to talk about was fucking money. He didn't have no fucking body to give him a hug. Are you trained to sound modest or apologetic when really you know what you're doing? Are you trained to act like you don't know, motherfucker? I'm finna eat your ass as soon as I get you behind this motherfucking door. Just like I feel like my mama is eating me up, is smothering me, motherfucker. I'm finna eat you up with some hot sauce, bro. So it's on everything. I'm telling you, this is how he was thinking. I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. I swear, and I am not being funny. I know there's victims out there, and I am not laughing at the situation. I'm telling you about the thought process. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Do you act like you know what you're doing? Do you act like you know what you're doing when you don't? Listen to this shit. Are you trained to sound modest or apologetic when really you know what you are doing? Do you act like you know what you're doing when you don't? That's that Gemini shit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen. Note what you project onto the world, and take responsibility for you are for how you are seen. Take responsibility for how you are seen. The ascendant is where you become visible. If this makes you nervous, investigate what needs to be healed or where you need to grow your confidence in order to feel comfortable being seen. If you are asking about a project, look for what needs to be repaired or improved before you hold a press conference, okay? Challenges. The front door is only one part of the house. Be willing to look beyond appearances and into the heart. Yeah, he definitely looked behind. He definitely, listen, the challenges, be willing to look beyond appearance and into the heart. He did look beyond the appearance, and he did look into the heart, and he liked it what he saw, and he ate that bitch up. Fried it, added some onions, but don't count on others' ability to do so too. Yeah. Don't invite me over and think I'm gonna be cool with you trying to eat me. I'm thinking you finna make some flavor, some what they call it, some flambeon, some flambeon. You know what I mean? That shit that costs a lot of money. Okay? Gifts. Over time, your reputation is built on what you do now and how you look. And on what? His reputation is built on what? Listen, man. Don't close it up. All right. Now, this is that. What karmic wound he carried into this lifetime. That is that. He entered this bitch like this. So, number 38. The roots. What unconscious pattern he acted out. This is the root. Unconscious pattern he acted out. Lord, you know what? This ain't even part of it, but I hope spirit don't mind. I want to use these cards, past life cards. I want to use these in a minute. Just because I'm nosy as fuck. Okay. We're gonna use them at the end. Okay. If spirit say so, because sometimes they be trying to get on my ass for not, you know what I'm saying. But then I feel like I'm still learning. And then they give me a little leeway, okay? Listen, the roots. Okay. Well, unconscious pattern he act out. So let's talk about it. Look to the root. Think about what makes you feel at home. Oh my God. What you mean think about what that's all he did. Shit, I got to go home and got to deal with this shit. Listen, man. Look at the root. Think about what makes you feel. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure. What creates sanctuary for you? Investigate the foundation and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underline this situation. Lean into habits that help you feel secure and grounded. Lean into habits that make you feel secure and grounded. Even though it seems like it was money here, it wasn't something that grounded him in a type of way that it probably would do most people. But at the same time, he is a air sign. He's a Gemini. He's not a earth sign. He's not a Virgo. He's not a Taurus. He's not a Capricorn. So in actuality, you know, the money was never going to be what grounded him anyway. Okay. It was going to be the water aspect. It was going to be the water aspect. Yes, it was definitely going to be the water aspect. That would have grounded his ass. Because look, the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Real talk. Real talk. I don't always catch everything, but when it comes to my head, then I get it, okay? I get it, okay? Listen. It says, lean into the habits that help you feel secure and grounded. If you enjoyed your childhood, family traditions, it can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. Did this man enjoy family time? Did he? Did he enjoy his childhood? Just looking at this, I would say no. That's what I would say. I mean, if you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite. And so create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around argument people at home, may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for your housemate. So you need to learn to be present your point in a more transformative, less combative way. Now listen to that again. If you grew up around arguing with people at home may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for your housemates. Your housemates. It with an S. How many motherfuckers, how many motherfuckers did he have come over? His housemates. So you may need to learn to present your point in a more transformative, less combative way. Yeah, motherfucker, you can talk to me, but don't chop me up and eat me and store me till November. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. Listen, the IC also speaks for the deep root, the spiritual, religious, or philosophical underpinning of your early life. Just as fish doesn't know the water it swims in, it can be hard to see the spiritual assumption you swam within a child. Listen, they're talking about fish. They're talking about the water. That's Pisces energy. He didn't have none of that. He didn't have none of that. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or leave you feeling restricted or judged. Leave you feeling restricted or judged. Okay? Restricted or judged. Okay? Whatever the imbue you with unconscious behavior or where that from which you rebelled, until you examine these deep roots, they will define your foundation. Until you examine why you feel the need to eat people instead of being normal and eat animals instead. And that's not even normal. Unconsciousness pattern from your personal history may be underlining the situation and need excavation. Your gifts, build roots of your own. Exactly. He should have chopped away from this shit. He should have chopped away from this shit instead of chopping other motherfuckers up. They didn't have nothing to do with the cause of this. That was all mommy and that was all daddy. You know what I'm saying? Build your own. Feel your spine extend like a deeper taproot of a tree into the ground. Feel strength of the earth pulsating up through you, holding you strong and through any storm. He got lost in the storm. He got lost in the storm. And that's just what it is. Well, let's see. Let's use the Psychic Tarot. I'm going to ask for 2 cards, right? Let's see the possible imbalance that dominated his life and what emotional needs was never met. Let's use 2 cards here. This is the Psychic Tarot. Spirit, 2 cards, please. What imbalance dominated his life? And what emotional needs was never met? 2 cards, please. One more time. Get off me. Get off me. So this will be what imbalance dominated his life and what emotional needs was never met. Wow. That is crazy. What emotional imbalance dominated his life? We had already talked about that. Passion ignited. That dominated his life. Where did the passion? Who showed up in the first motherfucking place? This Queen of fucking Wands. It was this biatch. It's this bitch. Oh my God. Now I'm one. Oh, now, Lord. Now I'm going to have to go. Man, shit. Well, let's see. What emotional needs was never met? Wow, 1 and 2. These was the two factors. Look, number 1, number 2. Uno, doce. Listen. Uno, dos, tres. Wait. Uno, dos, tres. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Uno, dos, tres. Did he have a sister or something? Was he the only child or something? Uno, dos, tres. 3. Yeah, 3. And then look, 33. 35. 38. The root, 38. The root, 38. All right, so the second card, what emotional needs was never met. What emotional needs was never met was being able to move how he wanted to move, being able to make choices that he wanted to make, being able to make decisions that he wanted to make. He couldn't do that unless this person said so. Okay? Bottom line. Well, let's see. I'm going to ask for one card, right? And I want to know what emotional cycle or luna activated his behavior. We're going to use the moonology for this, the manifestation of moonology for this question. I'll put these over here for now, and I'll put these up here so I can have some room. Okay, so let's see, just one card though. When it comes to Jeffrey Dahmer, what emotional lunar cycle activated his violence? One card, please. What emotional lunar cycle activated his violence? What emotions or lunar cycle activated his violence, please? One card. Here we go. Well, that's a kicker. We got last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. Reveal what needs to be seen. This is crazy. What emotional or lunar cycles activated his violence? Reveal what needs to be seen. How the fuck am I supposed to interpret that? The fuck? Listen. Where's the book at? Where's the book? Last quarter moon in Scorpio. I turned right over to Scorpio too. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh man, it's all full moon cycle here. Last quarter moon here. Scorpio. Right there. There we go. Come on. Here we go. It says, reveal what needs to be seen. It says, there are some things that people just don't like to talk about. Well, I'll be a motherfucker. What emotional or lunar cycles activated his violence? There are some things that people just don't like to talk about. I know you fuck the talking, you just want to eat. My nigga. Drawing this card suggested that there's an issue or a situation in your life now that might not be easy to air. It may not be easy to air. Show late, not for a Gemini because they are a air sign. No, it's not going to be easy for them to communicate this. It's not going to be easy for them to receive clarity. No, it's not. Or perhaps you feel that you shouldn't air it. And that's why motherfucker don't want to talk about it. And that's fine. Now is a time for you to reveal only what you want to see. Don't feel the need to discuss everything with everyone. Some matters require discretion. The less codependent you are, the better chance you have of getting what you want. Boom. And that's what the doctor said, okay? So it's really nobody's business, what emotion, what triggered his violence or whatever the case may be. Motherfucker don't want to talk about it, but I will be nosy and see what's at the bottom of this deck though. Yeah, release your blocks. Release your blocks. A motherfucker still don't want to talk about the shit. Release your blocks. Release your blocks. Let me see. Let me be nosy at the top. Talk less, feel more. Oh, motherfuckers definitely talk less and definitely felt more. Shit. Well, that's all right. Because guess what? Reveal what needs to be seen. A motherfucker don't want to reveal what needs to be seen. Well, then guess what we do? That's why we got the T cards, baby. Baby, ain't no half stepping. You ain't got to reveal shit. But Spirit said you gonna reveal shit one way or another. You can get with this or you can get with that. Okay, you can get with this because this is where it's at. Okay, so we finna see what's the real tea. The hidden motives and secrets. Two cards. What hidden factors the public never fully understood? And that's why this card, what needs to be revealed? What needs to be seen? Reveal what needs to be seen. So this is all that the public needs to know. So let's see. Because it sure wasn't coming out the other way. Number one, what hidden factors the public never fully understood? And number two, what secrets, motive, operated behind the scenes? Here we go. Two cards straight off the top. That's all I need. What hidden factors the public never fully understood, Spirit? And what secret motives operated behind the scenes? Whoo, shit. We almost done. I'm going to try to do Justin Bieber and Haley after this, so I got the energy. For Jeffrey Dahmer, what hidden factors the public never fully understood? And what secret motives operated behind the scenes? Top two cards, Spirit, please. Here we go. So this is card number one. What hidden factors the public never fully understood? Well, damn. What hidden factors the public never fully understood? He wasn't finna kiss nobody ass. He wasn't about to kiss nobody ass because remember what this Queen of Wands talked about. Remember what this Queen of Wands talked about. He wasn't finna kiss the public ass when he already had to kiss his mama ass. That's what the hidden factor that the public never fully understood. He kissed enough ass. He had to kiss enough ass at work. He had to kiss enough ass at home. So, when it came to the public, there was no more kissing ass. It was eating ass, but it wasn't kissing ass. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so what secrets motivated what secrets motivated operated behind the scenes? What secret motives operated behind the scenes? My bad. Damn. Look at that. Look at that. What secret motives operated behind the scenes? Fishing for comments. So here's the thing. Back then, there was no really social media or things like that. But the secret motives operating behind the scenes was he wanted to see what the public thought about him. He wanted to see how smart the public was, how sweet, how hard, how passionate. He wanted to know what the public thought about him. So that is the secret that was behind the scenes that none of us knew. I'm not kissing your ass because I got to do it already. And then fishing for comments, seeing on the news what they done said about this person, seeing what they done said about the person that he done ate or decapitated, whatever the case may be. That what drove him to continue to do what he did. What secret motives operated behind the scenes. Being able to see how much of a monster people thought he was, and how they felt about him, and the families and the victims, and he still didn't give a fuck because he wasn't kissing no more ass. His mama had a fat ass, and hers was big enough for the world to kiss. So in that regards, the world had to suffer. When I say the world, I'm talking about the victims. And I feel like the world had to suffer too, in a way. Real talk. I just want to see what's at the bottom. He had a grudge. He had a grudge. And then what's at the top? Karmic friends. That's what's at the top. Karmic friends. Man, that was crazy. Now, before I move on, just out of my curiosity, and I hope Spirit is okay with that. If not, it's going to be thrown all the way off. But honestly, I want to see his past life. I just want the card from the top and the card from the bottom, Spirit, regarding Jeffrey Dahmer's past life. Like, who was he in a past life that would be relevant to this reading right here about him? Spirit, I want to use these past life cards to see who Jeffrey Dahmer was in a past life. Top card, bottom card. If that's okay. So this is the top card. This is the bottom card. And I'm going to set these cards right over here. So, let's see. Oh, hell no, motherfucker. You got to be fucking kidding me. Nigga. No, that's what your nosy ass get in the first place. Shay, that's what you get. Angels. I bet did nobody see that coming. I bet did nobody see that coming. But Spirit know I'm nosy as hell, so they do. They knew. And y'all get on my nerves, like for real sometimes. Like for real. So let's go to Angel and see what Angel talks about. And it says, you drew this card as a sign from your guardian angels who have been with you through your soul's history. In between each lifetime, your angels worked with you to review the lessons you've learned. They also help you prepare and plan for your next lifetime. You may have functioned as an angel during your time in heaven. You help guide and heal your loved ones, just like your angels do for you. As a result, you hold a deep love for your guardian angels. Your guardian angels know all of your details of every lifetime, and they can help you gently recall significant memories that will allow you to heal in the present life. Mm, mm, mm. Call upon your angels as you're falling asleep to renew and relevant memories while you're sleeping. When you wake up, you may not recall all the details of your dream. However, once you prepared your consciousness, remember your past. That material will be given to you. You'll only remember what you're emotional able to handle. You'll only be able to remember what you're emotionally able to handle. And that's why he had, in this particular lifetime, what was missing was the emotional aspect. That's what was missing. But because him being an angel and helping everybody else in a past lifetime, all he had to do was to call upon his angels for some help. And that's the kicker part. It makes so much sense to me now. A lot of times when we have these serial killers or people who just kill, murder, period, with no heart, with no heart, 9 times out of 10 they were angels who was like all of that, all of that, which makes it so hard to, when you be reincarnating, you come down here and you be so evil. That is like the opposite. An angel is like the opposite of who he is or was. But that's usually how it be. Damn. It says, in addition, Archangel Michael, the angel of courage, strength, and protection, Ralph, the angel of physical and emotional healing, and Rizal, the angel of God's secrets and mysteries, will help anyone who call upon them. Like all the archangels, they're unlimited and non-denominational. They can be with everyone, simultaneously offering unconditional love and power. Unconditional love and power. And this all this man ever fucking wanted in the fucking first place, because that's what the fuck he was used to. And when he didn't get that, he did not know how to interpret what this was, because he was an angel out here doing good things, helping different family members. And man, this is wild. That's what I get for being fucking nosy. Hey, but call a spade spade. They knew I was going to do it. Spirit knew I was going to do it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I said past life. I said top and bottom card. Look at this shit, y'all. Look at this shit. What? Hold on, it fell. Look at it. Angel. And do you see how the unicorn is pointing at the angel and it says wisdom? This motherfucker wasn't no, man. In past life, he was not a bad person. He didn't commit and do bad things. He was everything but. So in this particular lifetime, he had to be everything that was. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm not even going to read the wisdom. I mean, wisdom is wisdom and angels are angels. It is what it is. But I'm going to read it anyway because they said read it. God damn. Well, fuck. Huh. This card indicates that you have a tremendous wisdom, and knowledge from prior lifetimes that seek to resurface now. Yup. Even if you never thought of yourself as particularly wise, this card indicates you've learned important lessons and information that will serve you and others. If awakened now, he was still asleep. This card can indicate that it's time for you to return to school to seek additional education, some sort, that may even be a sign that you're changing your career path. Your re-emerging knowledge is guiding you toward work that is more meaningful. This card asks you to believe in yourself and know that you have it to tackle a career to your true interest and passion. Your true interest and your true passion, not hers. Not hers. What you wanted to do. He couldn't do nothing that he wanted to do. He couldn't even discuss the things that he wanted to do. That was good, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There was never an open conversation for it. What's at the bottom? Karmic relationships. You don't say. You don't say. And I'm going to put that right there. Love life after that. Well, let's see. One card. What lesson is meant to be learned from this case? What lesson is meant to be learned from this case? One card, please. What lesson? Oh, y'all can't even see that. I'm going to take it, though. It kind of popped out when I was just doing it. But what? I'm only supposed to get one card, though. What lesson is meant to be learned from this case? What lesson is humanity meant to learn from the Jeffrey Dahmer case? What lesson is humanity meant to learn from the Jeffrey Dahmer case? One card at the top, please. What is humanity meant to learn from his case? Spirit. Right. The hell yeah. Well, this card had popped out when I was shuffling and talks about happiness. It says, I am aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. He wasn't happy, so therefore he wasn't on the right path. So this is the lesson for humanity. Happiness. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So when you're happy, that means you're on the right path. That's the lesson for humanity. And then imagination. It says, I embrace the nourishment and create aspect in the create. I embrace the nourish. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And when you're embracing I can't get the cards right, but when you're embracing the nourishment of your mind, the aspect of your mind, you're able to create that happiness. And if you're not embracing and nourishing your imagination, then you end up in a situation like this, in situations similar to this, right? So we just about done. I'm just about done with this. So here we go. I'm finna get ready and close out this reading with one card, okay? And this will seal this reading in with this one card. Where's the book? Number 5. Ain't that something? Number 5 came out, and that's the 5th month of May. I also got 5 here. I only say that because that's the month that he was born in. But anyway, let's go to number 5 and see what number 5 says. Number 5 is the High Priestess of Fire. And it says, you have chosen this symbol of the High Priestess of Fire, the goddess of creativity and passion. When she arrives, she reminds you of your ability to create your own reality. When this High Priestess of Fire arrives, she reminds you of what? Whenever she arrives, she reminds you of your ability to create your own reality. When this High Priestess of Fire shows up, your own reality, not this reality that this person tried to create for you. Okay? How you channel your energy if you are restless upon the High Priestess of Fire for inspiration and joy, and she will release you from all trapped boredom. She will release you from all trapped boredom. He needed a high priestess, a high priestess fire like this, and not this motherfucker right here. Okay? Fire brings warmth and light, but it also burns when it allows to get out of control. Spend your energy creatively, not impulsively, and guard yourself against burnout. Use your fire wisely and let your light shine brightly. Let your light shine brightly. Here we go. So, to close out this reading, Scorpio water closes what cannot follow me. It dissolves residue, cuts physical cords, and seals the threshold behind this reading. Nothing crossed this line, nothing lingers, nothing attached. This is the end of the energy, the end of the influence, and the end of the access. Only clarity remains. Only severity remains. Only truth remains. With that being said, this has been the requested reading for American serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. I am Queen Von Shea Rising 360. Thank you. I'm out.